And taking a look over here at the old website Reno, which exists because folks hit up the Patreon and the PayPal. And I don't know. Joe Biden is... I don't think you should really try to interpret what he says, because he doesn't know what he's talking about, and we shouldn't be required or nor responsible to figure it out for him. That's not our problem.
Well, we can just wait until, who is it? What's his press secretary's name?
Simone Sanders?
Yes. And just wait until she tells us what he actually meant.
Is that what she's doing? Is she a leftist mole?
I don't think she's a leftist. I know she worked for Bernie in the last campaign.
That's a weird thing to go from Bernard to Joseph.
I think she thought Bernie was going to win. And so it was just like, get with the winning team type of thing.
I wonder how long she's been in the game.
I don't know.
Because, I mean, because to be at that level, to be a black faces in high places, to be a black face in a high place, you got to know something about something.
Yeah.
Like, and to think he's going to, because I was a fool at the ground level thinking like, holy shit, this guy I've been following for 5 years is running. That's my guy. I think he can do it. And then as you see the rat fucking, I think when I saw the rat fucking they did in Nevada,
yeah,
and when Harry Reid did that bullshit calling out those unions he has in his pocket, and that shit they did at that event, it was like, oh, they're deliberate. They're fucking him up. All right, so Joe Biden and his Sonic the Hedgehog ass hair. Well, I don't know what kind of mousse he's using lately. That shit is spiked in the back like never before.
He's probably using his denture cream.
Oh, fuck, man. Is he trying to grow a mullet? Don't do it, mullet Joe. Or do it. Fuck it. Do it. Fuck it. Do it. This is a...
You know the greatest reason why women drop out of college?
And that's just a 6-second clip for no reason.
What the fuck?
Yeah. The greatest reason women drop out of... And who knows? But then the next clip, and this is posted up by, what was that? At Monocult?
Moon Cult.
At Moon Cult. And they posted this. I don't know who these folks are, but Pamela Loco linked us to this. And here you go. About 59 seconds of Joe.
The culture. Our culture. Our culture. It's not imported from some African nation or some Asian nation.
Our culture. It's not important from some African nation or some
also,
Asian nation.
We have a lot of fucking black people and Asian people here. I think they've influenced the culture just a little bit.
And I mean, and really, he's using a narrow scope. He's talking about like an African nation, but you got to look at all the continents of Africa.
The continents of Africa, really?
You've got to take a Raven-esque view.
Really?
All right? Mm-hmm. That's the real Simone. Raven Simone Sanders.
You're not funny.
Heh. All right. We'll see what PayPal has to say about that. And I said 59 seconds. It's 19 seconds of Joey Jojo.
African nation or some Asian nation. It's our English jurisprudential culture.
English jurisprudential culture, which is something folks that listen to this podcast know I hate.
Yeah, I mean, so the crime bill is actually good, is what he's saying.
He's still arguing that? Or not? See, again, he's trying to make us figure out what he's talking about for him. That's his responsibility.
Anglo jurisprudence is what gave us the crime bill. It's what gave us the Salem witch trials. It's what gave us the Klan.
It's our English jurisprudential culture. Our European culture.
Culture. Who knows?
I really hate the way he says culture, by the way.
What the fuck he's talking about or why. Excuse me. So, way back when, some time ago, there was a person who was, and their parents knew damn well what their last name was, and they knew they shouldn't have given their child this first name. But this person's name is actually Crystal Ball. Yeah. And Crystal Ball was running for Congress. And Crystal Ball happens to be a cis woman lady. Mm-hmm. And she said herself, I'm not saying this about her. I don't say this about white women, even if I think it's true. But she called herself attractive when she was talking about this incident recently on Jacobin Radio with Michael Brooks and them. Very interesting episode. And she said it's hard running as a woman, running as an attractive woman, as she calls herself. And she went to some party, and they had like party ornaments, and they were like toy genitals, and she put the toy male genitals like on some guy, and she like kissed him, and they're taking pictures. And then the opposition campaign gets the pictures, puts them out, and just it's basically a Todd Aiken run now. You know, like where who the fuck was running against Todd Aiken at that time?
Wasn't it McCaskill?
Claire McCaskill. Yeah. Where Claire McCaskill, anyone know what her platform was? Because when you got some shit like that on your opponent in this whack ass culture, like, now you don't actually have to run anymore. You just have to have your name on the ballot. Now, Todd Aiken now folks may remember, he's the guy who said, if it's a legitimate rape, and we gotta remember, he said more words after if it's a legitimate rape. He said
your body shuts that whole thing down.
Yeah, it has ways to shut that whole thing down. And he said he heard it from some doctors. And I'm saying name names, Mr. Sir. All right. But yeah, when your opponent has some shit out there like that, whether it's that fucking ridiculous rape culture shit, now you don't have to run. And when you have this great misogynistic story against an attractive woman, now you don't have to run. And so from there, she did run a good campaign. She is articulate. She does know her shit. You know, I don't know if she has a degree in political science, but she talks like it. And so she gets a gig on MSNBC, and it's oh man, what's the program called? The Five or The Cycle? It was called The Cycle, and Fox News's version of that was called The Five. And it was with that nigga Torre and that whack ass libertarian nigga. Ah man, well hold up, let's look it up. Let's MSNBC's The Cycle. SE Cup.
Oh
yeah, I didn't even have to type it. I remembered SE Cup. And who was that other nigga? The one who cis male, came out as gay, I think in 2013, like wrote a big old essay, op-ed thing in Salon.
I don't know. I don't watch MSNBC. I just read what they say on Twitter and read what they put in articles, and that's where, like, yeah, I don't fucking watch that shit. Watching that shit will make your brain melt. Because, like, all it is like that shit in high school where you get participation points. Like, you know, in English class and you're reading a book or whatever, but like every point has been made, so you have to raise your hand and say the same two other points everybody else has already said because you need your participation points.
I think that's what happened to Jimmy Dore, because Jimmy Dore, like, the quality of his commentary has dramatically gone down, and it's because he's pissing himself off by watching MSNBC on purpose to critique it. And it's like, you got to turn that shit off, get back with your comedian friends, come up with some more bits and things like that, because MSNBC is just going to keep repeating the same thing that's going to keep pissing you off.
Yeah, and that's honestly why I don't watch it, because it's really irritating. I'm like, so the thing about water is that it's wet.
Remember when we first got cable and we turned on MSNBC, and for like 45 minutes, we really should have started keeping a tally of how many times we heard the term nothing burger.
Right.
Yeah, and the guy I'm thinking of is Steve Kornacki. Was also on the show with the Crystal Ball.
Okay.
And now Crystal Ball is fired from MSNBC. She was on thin ice, as they say, when she said she doesn't really want Hillary to be president back in 2016. How dare you?
Rude. Do you hear Hillary got a new job?
Why? Shit, nigga, go fishing.
It's like some, I don't know, I gotta look it up now. It was some like honorary position at like a college.
Damn, wait, an honorary position?
Yeah.
Nigga got a job you don't have to go to?
Yeah.
But gonna get paid?
Yeah.
Man, I love how opportunity works. Jesus.
If you would have worked
Christ.
harder, you would be there too.
If I would have worked harder, I wouldn't have to work. Ain't that a something? Hillary, go smoke some weed and eat some ginger snaps. Nigga, live the rest of your fucking days.
The Queen's University, Belfast. Hillary Clinton is now the new chancellor.
Was that Queens, New York or something?
No, like England. Or wait, Belfast. Isn't that in Ireland?
So
It's
it ain't
over
even
there.
McMurrica?
Correct.
She's an Irish asset.
She is an Irish
Fucking
asset.
bullshit, man. Jesus
But
Christ.
she wants you to know that she is the 11th chancellor and the first female chancellor.
And that's all, that has been her whole life is, I just want to be the first cis female everything.
Yes. Mr. Stephen Prenter, pro-chancellor and chair of the Senate and the university's governing body, said, "I'm delighted Queens has chosen Hillary Clinton to be its new chancellor. Secretary Clinton still. All right, fine. Secretary Clinton has made a considerable contribution to Northern Ireland as an intentionally recognized leader and will be an incredible advocate for Queens and an inspirational role for the Queens community."
Whoa, made a contribution as what?
As an internationally recognized leader. Will be an incredible advocate for Queens.
Did she give them niggas money?
Also, keep in mind, this is Northern Ireland, apparently. You know that Dairy Girl shit where they're always pissed off at the British people? This is there.
Wait, isn't Northern Ireland where they're all conservative and like...
Northern Ireland is in Ireland, but England took it over. They just like sectionized this little part of... That's like why in Dairy Girls, they're always fucking mad because they're Irish, but they're always mad at British people. And it was like that one girl wore the Union Jack t-shirt and almost got her ass kicked.
Yeah.
That is why, because it's supposed to be Ireland. England just doesn't want to leave. You know that whole zombie song with the Cranberries? That's what they're talking about. The Troubles and other... Yeah, so that's what she's called.
And I like how white people minimize white-on-white crime. Like, that's like some war occupation shit, and you're like, oh, well, it's the Troubles, laddie.
It's the Troubles.
Nah, it's just the Troubles. It's just a little troubling is all. A little troubling in Dublin. That's all it is.
So, troubling in Dublin. So she will be chancellor for 5 years. She is an internationally recognized public servant with almost 5 decades of public service as an advocate, attorney, first lady, senator, and secretary of state.
They could give me that job. I'll actually show up and do it.
She's made a considerable contribution to the Northern Ireland peace process. Are the fucking English people still there?
There must not have been any usable fracking sites.
Jeez.
Like, I guess we can have peace here. Nothing to take over.
This is the best part. Are you ready?
Ah, fuck.
The chancellor fulfills 3 main roles. 1, a ceremonial role, which involves presiding at degree congregations.
Wait, what?
She has to show up when people get their degrees. To graduation. She has to show up to graduations. That's part of her job. To show up to ceremonies.
I wonder, and who is she paying for her own ticket?
Of course not.
Oh, it's great.
An ambassadorial role where the office holder helps open doors for the university.
Some people are so rich they can't pay for things anymore.
They can't pay for things anymore. And finally, as an advisor, available to the vice chancellor and senior management as a sounding board to provide counsel and guidance.
To who? She's only gonna be there when these little niggas get their punk ass degrees. And I mean, as long as she's gonna be in Ireland, is she gonna say anything about Donald Trump's golf course being protected from sea level rise? Because
No.
Donald Trump very, very much believes in climate change.
Because that's in Ireland and not Northern Ireland. Different country.
I'm out,
Borders.
man.
Borders are important. All
Jesus
borders matter.
Fucking Christ. Go away, Clintons.
Well,
God,
maybe
Obama's gonna do this same shit for like
fuck
40
yeah.
more years.
first black man too.
Ugh.
I mean, but hopefully as long as she's doing this, she won't be running for president, maybe.
First black man to fucking call a black busboy a nigger on a Trump golf course.
Oh, Jesus.
You can hear him too, right?
Yes.
Hey, whoa.
Actually,
Whoa,
call him
hey.
a colored boy.
Listen here. Hey, little nigger, get my balls. You heard what I said there? That was pretty funny, wasn't it, Donald? You know, because they're probably friends. But setting up the crystal ball.
Yes.
And now Crystal Ball has a program for the Hill.
Congressman, one final question. You represent Flint, Michigan. Are you confident that the water there is now safe for residents to drink?
No, I don't think we can trust it yet. It is getting better. We have to acknowledge that. We should, by the end of July, certainly by the end of the summer, have been able to replace all those lead service lines that have been the source of the poisoning. But people don't trust it yet. They were told the water was safe once before when it really wasn't. So I think until those lead...
Remember, Barry Hussein went down there and had himself a big old hulking gulping.
That was like fucking shameless. People have been recycling that clip too. That shit is so fucking tacky. Can I get some water?
Hey, man, I'd like a cold drink. I need to be quenched. I've been doing so many speeches in favor of Mr. Sanders. My voice is starting to sound like his. You know, he's my comrade.
Oh God.
That's what I said at the. Remember when I said that at the what's that little dance call they have where they do their little comedy show with all the press heads?
Oh,
Correspondence dinner.
Yes.
At the correspondence dinner. And I said, that's no way to treat a comrade, Mr. Bernie Sanders.
Headlines are gone. It's going to be pretty difficult to have full confidence, but we are getting there. Thankfully, we were able to get some help through Congress at the end of 2016. That money is now being spent. But it's going to take even a lot longer than just replacing the lead lines to restore confidence in the people of Flint that they can trust their government. Hopefully that day comes soon. This is a community that really needs to be able to depend on institutions of government.
And remember, folks, if you follow the Wine Cellar, you get a pretty regular coming through of what's going on down there with the Flint and the water.
Yeah.
And remember, folks, I made that post saying they deliberately brain damaged hundreds and who knows how the fuck many black children on purpose. A whole generation in a microcosm deliberately fucked up their brains forever. And I made that post, I think in 2016, I think late 2016. And what did we see in 2019? Special ed classes now do not have enough space to accommodate all the children that need them now in fucking Flint.
Yep.
That's what the fuck is happening out there.
And Baltimore. And Newark. Yeah, give Newark 5 years.
Newark, they're on some bullshit and said it's all good and wrapped it up. So, but I'm gonna keep watching though. I every week I type and I search and I look and I read. All right. Remember, folks, type, search, look, read every fucking time, and that's a fact-based truth. This is winecellarmedia.com. Not really paying very close attention to the phone line. Hope no one called and hung up. Did you retweet it?
Yes.
347-857-3937. Thursday isn't really a day that people want to call in and talk to a a stone cold feller like me, a real Christian like
Really?
me.
Really?
Yes, I am a Greenleaf. I'm a member of that
In
family.
principle.
Yeah, in principle. All right.
Yes.
I like the Greenleafs.
Yeah.
In principle.
In principle.
All right. Remember, paypal.me/Phoenix and William, patreon.com/winecellarmedia fund. And let's see where we can go with this gosh darn thing. No, ma'am, you gotta wait.
Fine.